Hi there, welcome to Camping Secrets. I'm Marky Mark. It's about time I reviewed this. It's the Regatta Blackfell Rucksack, 60 plus 10 litre, so up to 70 litre capacity. I've owned it for over a year now and done numerous wild camps with this, so I'm in a very good position to finally tell you my verdict on it. The good, the bad and the plain ugly. To be honest, there isn't any ugly, but there are a few little niggles that it's worth pointing out. But let's start with the features. I know rucksacks create a lot of divided opinion on the internet. Everyone's got their own opinions on what is a good rucksack, what are the features that you need to have, and how much you need to spend. You know, people will go time and time again to Osprey rucksacks. They're often considered the best on the market, but they are expensive. This is a real budget option. Regatta, you know, if you want a waterproof coat or waterproof trousers or a fleece or something, Regatta are the go-to brand if you don't want to spend too much money at Go Outdoors or whatever. But this rucksack, I have been impressed with. It does the job. It costs around 80 quid, but if you shop around, you can see it for around 50 at certain places. So check out my link in the description below and you'll be able to see the price, the current price. So let's talk you through it. What have you got? Well, the first thing to say is this is comfortable. It's got really nice padding on the back, so around the hip area, on the hip straps, and it's all fully adjustable using a combination of straps and Velcro and clever hook system, which I'll talk you through. Up on the shoulder straps, again, we got this nice sort of webbing over some foam. So it is comfortable to wear for long periods of time. I've done some big hikes with this, 10 plus miles. It's fine. The shoulder straps are very nicely adjustable, so it will take a very large range of heights of user. So for instance, if you undo this Velcro strap here, you can move the shoulder straps up and down, or even just, you have a series of sort of rungs across the rucksack, each of them with a little strip. Each rung can be sort of velcroed on with the adjustable shoulders. So if you're a shorter person, you want it down here, you can tuck it in lower down and then tighten it there, and then your shoulders are here. Because I'm taller, I need this bit up at the top on the top rung. And it just gives a very wide range of adjustability for walkers of all shapes and sizes. So I've no doubt that this can be used by male or female, any size really, from probably 5 foot up to 7 foot. There is obviously straps at the waist level with nice orange strap, and I do like the color of this, the blue. You can get it in a darker blue stroke black as well, and I think they're on release 3 of this rucksack now. Got a hook here for hanging it up. So let's look at the front now. You've got the ubiquitous little hatch at the bottom. This is Velcroed in this case with rain cover. Nice bright orange for if you get lost as an SOS, I guess. And the mountain rescuer coming to look for you. There is a nice big compartment at the bottom, and this is a real strength of this rucksack. So you can separate the main compartment from the bottom, so you could store your sleeping bag down here, especially if you can compress the sleeping bag down. So there you go. So then that's quite nice, so that when you get to your place, you've got your sleeping bag where you need it, quick access, or you could put your cooking gear there, your food, so anything you want separated from your main part of your rucksack can go in this bottom bit. If you want it as one big continuous space, you can. It's just sort of corded off like this, and you can literally open that up, and that will open up the bottom part with the top. So I do like that flexibility that you've got with this Blackfell rucksack. All the zips work well. and I like the highlighted orange against the blue. You have another large pocket down the front of the rucksack, so that can store a lot of items there. Bear in mind though, when the rucksack is full to bursting, you can't get much in this front pocket because it's sort of pulled tight like that. You can maybe just put a few little things in there, nothing too big. If you're not carrying that much, there's straps on the side to tie it down and sort of shrink the space. So you're not carrying a big floppy rucksack around, so you can tighten everything. They're all compression straps, so you can pull it tight if you're not carrying that much. Up at the top, we've got a clever expansion system here. So the main rucksack itself is 60 litres, and it has a sort of Velcro hook for a hydration bladder, and a little pocket to hold your hydration bladder inside. And then there is an output port here for your pipe to come out, and it can get attached on the right hand arm here. There's a little slot for it, this orange slot there, so you can be hydrated as you're walking. Again, you've got these corded loops for tying off the top. And then you may be asking, well, where's the plus 10 litres? Well, it's actually on the top here with this top section. So again, there's some compression straps at the back which can undo. And then you've got this whole extension of the top part, which means that when the main bulk of the thing is full, you can then store something extra on top like that, and this can then attach. So you've got this extra 10 litres of space up on the top. So that's really nice. If you're like me, I take way too much, and once the tent and the sleeping bag are in, and then you've got your cooking stuff, there's always other stuff that you want to take. For me, I might want to take some camera equipment or my drone or something, and that can go in this extra section on the top. Now, of course, you've also got these straps at the bottom. So if you want to carry something externally like a tent down at the bottom, you can put it along the bottom, and it doesn't have to be in the rucksack. So there's, if this was a tent, say, you might want to tuck that in here. It's a little bit big at the moment, but that can tuck in across there. So I've done that on many walks and been impressed. You've got pockets, sort of netting pockets here. They don't seem the strongest, but they haven't broken yet. But great for drinks on both sides. And then around the hips, you do have some extra little webbing pockets, but no zips there. But again, that can just hold things that you need easily to hand, like your phone or something like that, or even money or something. So that's the main features of the rucksack. And as I say, I've used it on many wild camps and been impressed. So the rucksack is 1.7 kilograms, and it's all nylon. It's not actually waterproof until you put that cover on. So that's something to bear in mind. But it's not particularly heavy. I've had no major problems with it and been pretty impressed, really. One niggle I did have was it was a real squeaking rucksack. I couldn't believe how bad it was. It was like there was a guinea pig forever squeaking as I was walking along. And I really thought I'd packed a rodent in the rucksack accidentally. I'm squeaking here. So I'm carrying a chipmunk or something. Angry chipmunk. But my lovely wife managed to trace the cause of that squeak. It was because these shoulder straps were too tight up against the top of the back of the rucksack. She loosened off these little compression straps here, and it just made a bit more give of the shoulder straps with respect to the rucksack, and the squeaking stopped. So since then, I've not had any niggles or problems with this rucksack, and I can really recommend it for the money. I am impressed. It's comfortable. It can carry a lot of stuff. I think 70 litres for me 60 to 70 is about the sweet spot when I'm wild camping. I know people can pack much less than that, you know, under 10 kilograms or whatever, but I'm normally around the 14 to 15 kilogram mark, and I do need that space, especially with the camera equipment I was talking about. But really, I can't fault the rucksack for 80 quid. It really does the job. So if you're looking for a budget rucksack, I would highly recommend the Regatta Blackfell. Let's just put it on so you can see what it looks like. So obviously you've got the chest strap, got the hip strap, and you can adjust it so that it is nicely on the hips, even when you're pretty tall. I've got a long body, but this fits really well. You can walk around, no sign of any squeaks. So you can see the hip pockets here, one large one on that side, and then two smaller ones on this side. So that's quite handy, but no zips there. And, you know, and some rucksacks might have more availability of pockets on the hip bands. I mean, this one does, I would say they're quite on the side. So to get stuff is a bit like that. Other rucksacks, you know, have more of the hip strap coming round and maybe more access to pockets here. As I said, the hydration system comes out of this side, and the pipe can come here and get stored in this orange thing here, so you drink there. It has got, I forgot to mention, it has got straps for walking poles as well. These orange straps here, so your spike of your walking pole in there, and then the top of the walking pole can be connected here. So really it does cater for nearly everything you might need on a long distance wild camp. And for the money, as I said, I don't know if it can be beaten. I think it's a great rucksack. So like I say, check out the link in the description if you're interested. I really recommend it. And I am going to be reviewing a much more expensive rucksack soon and comparing it against this Regatta. Anyway, I hope that's been of some interest to you. Please like and subscribe to Camping Secrets, and we'll see you for the next video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.